we go to, and he only got 8 years? Of course he did.
Come on, man.
Washington.
We suck again!
After Roe v. Wade crashed and burned,
Thank God!
a dude woke up one day, grabbed his gun,
Hold up.
traveled across country to bump off a Supreme Court justice.
I want him dead. I want his family dead.
You know, for the cause.
Sheer fucking hubris.
I'm Jazz Berganzo and this. Well, the plan went south.
What?
Sister talked him out of it.
Yeah!
And the judge sentenced him to only 8 years.
Why?
Because you told the judge,
Don't say it, don't say it.
I feel pretty.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Fuck you!
But it's what's next. Hey, happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this day. Well, this one might have went underneath your radar. You might have missed it. Take a trip in the way back. Way back to 2022. Remember that lovely year? Well, we were just coming off one of the most destructive forces in nature getting burned and trashed, Roe v. Wade. What went on for 49 years at the toll of 63 million deaths was finally dead and buried. The Supreme Court finally overruled it, finally flipped it, and said, hey, it's going back to the states. You guys decide amongst yourselves. For one guy, he wasn't too happy with it. So, he was on the West Coast. He woke up one day and he said, yeah, you know what? I got to do something. I got to do something, for the cause. So he, grabbed his gun, traveled across country to seek out and find one Supreme Court justice to try to bump him off, because he had to make things fair. Well, that's where the story begins. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. John Nolte. 8-year sentence and pronouns respected for wannabe Kavanaugh killer. Yes, one Justice Brett Kavanaugh. He was the guy in the target, the guy in the crosshairs for this dude who likes to feel pretty. But he wasn't always a dude who likes to feel pretty. Why? In today's episode of Democrats Sure Got It Good, I give you Mr. Sophie Rosk. Yes, that's Mr. to you. Mr. Who on June 28th, 2022 was still Nicholas John Rosk when he meticulously plotted to assassinate Supreme Court Justice, Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And a photo has emerged of Nicholas Rosk, who a trans militant who was convicted this past April for trying to assassinate Justice Brett Kavanaugh in 2022 when leftists were calling for assassinations as revenge for Roe v. Wade being, getting crashed and burned. Rose traveled from California to Kavanaugh's home to try to do the deed. Remember when that leaked Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade was released and, somehow released and exploded in the news cycle? Well, the Supreme Court leaker and the corrupt media went apeshit over the end of democracy achieved their desired goal. They activated the assassin who nearly pulled it off. Roski heard about the leaked document, purchased a Glock 17, practiced with it, and then made his way all the way across the country from Simi Valley, California to Washington, D.C. to become the hero who ended Brett Kavanaugh. From there, he took a cab to Kavanaugh's home, which was easy to find after the Dementia administration refused to enforce laws against protesting in front of judges' residences at the media, broadcast images of Kavanaugh's home for all to see. Yes, they were all culprits in this at 1 a.m. He stepped out of the cab dressed in black. In his suitcase, in the backpack were the gun, ammo, pistol light, zip ties, pepper spray, knife, hammer, screwdriver, crowbar, and duct tape. Yes, seems like he was prepared. But then the plot went sideways when U.S. Marshals spotted him. So Roski did an abrupt turn and began walking down the street. He then texted a confession to his sister. She convinced him to turn himself in. He called the cops, admitted that he was there to bump off the justice, and was picked up. In April of 2025, Roski pled guilty to attempted murder of a Supreme Court justice. But then he read the woke room and he got smart. How? How was he able to get so smart? Well, 2 months after pleading guilty, but before he was sentenced, Roski decided that, you know what? I feel pretty, and began calling himself Sophie. You see, if you're going to be sentenced by a judge appointed by Joe Dementia, there are 2 ways to ensure you get off lightly. 1, go full trans. 2, be sure the guy you want to assassinate is a conservative and the left wants dead. And it worked. But an important Justice Deborah Boardman sentenced Roski to a mere 8 years in prison. That's it. For the attempted assassination of a Supreme Court justice, only 18 years. Had he tried to assassinate Associate Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, he would have received 10 times as many years and deserved every day of it, because of the whole white-black thing. But Just me. But he didn't try to kill one of those elected sacred cows. No, he tried to end someone the Democrats and the corporate media desperately wanted ended. So Judge Borden sent out a dog whistle that said, try to bump off somebody we hate, you only get 8 years. Succeed, and you'll be remembered as a patriotic hero forever. Oh, and you better believe that transmentalism helped. It helped big time. And it was always with will of Democrat appointed judge. The judge made no secret of that. Here it is from the far left Washington Post. Boardman said that he was weighing how long to sentence Rose. She factored in that Rose could face additional charges in federal custody, owning to assignment to a male prison and uncertainty about access to hormone treatments. Experts, however, said those considerations appeared secondary to the judge's findings about the terrorism enhanced abandonment and Rose's mental health challenges. Yes, all the hoops they were jumping through. Additionally, the judge respected Roski's pronoun and to do its part for the cause. The Washington Post basically covered up the truth about the fact that Roski was a transvestite. It wasn't until paragraph 20 that the Post bothers to reveal that Sophie was really a dude. Yep, Democrats sure got it good. My thoughts. Well, you look at that. Kind of got forgotten in all the, in everything that's happened the last 4 years, with Trump getting reelected, prior to that, the debacle of the debate between dementia and Donald Trump, of course. Then he got reelected, in a landslide, not since Reagan. And we've had many things happen since then. You want wonderful Minnesota and ICE and borders and Iran and Israel and, well, you name it. You can keep going on and on and on. But John Oakley was correct on this, that if he were that if he bumped off the only black Supreme Court justice, all hell would have broken loose. All hell would have broken loose, and it would have been St. George 2.0 all over again, but probably in a much more destructive fashion, because, 2020 wasn't destructive enough, $5 billion worth of damages, cops getting shot, people's houses getting burned down, stores getting looted and robbed. You can go on and on. So this guy got 8 years because somehow somebody planted a seed in his head. Wow, you know what? Hey, come here. If you go transmental, the judge may just lighten up your sentence. Instead of getting, 30 years, in Rikers, you only go to get 8 years, in prison, It may not be, and you got an even better shot at going from a men's prison to a women's prison. Because in a men's prison, it may be in the ass prison, and you may not want to be because you might end up being someone's bitch. But if you go in a women's prison, you'll be good. And that's exactly what fucking happened. Fucking judge, fucking dude, fucking attorneys, all of them. Fuck them all. Unbelievable. But, you might have got past this one. It might have slipped underneath the radar. Just saying. But with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.